I'm a very emotional person, so losing is really tough on me.
Dignitas takes down Cloud9. Team Impulse take down Cloud9. Enemy is going to be the next team to take down Cloud9 and bring them.
I don't really feel responsible for a bad start, but at the same time I kind of do, because I feel like in the matches we lose that I could do more.
Incarnation isn't zoning anybody off with those spells.
Incarnation, though, he's got no summoners. He's toast.
He doesn't even stand a chance.
We're not a top team, but I think we can still get there.
Incarnation bombs the whole team back. There should be enough to take him down, and that's Incarnation with the living artillery, picking himself up one.
I'm confident that we'll make playoffs, but I still think it's going to be tough. I just want to prove it to myself that I am more than what I'm doing right now.
Welcome to the North American League Championship Series Summer Split. We're beaming out to you live from our studios here in Los Angeles in front of this pumped-up crowd, as you just heard from Incarnation, still looking to make an impact with Cloud9. They'll get their chance today. Ash, Twisted Fate, and a sweet mohawk joining us in the audience. Here we see Nien and teammate arriving just a short time ago. They've got a big game against TDK, who you see on your screens here, huddled up for some last-minute strategy. Both of these teams going to be looking for big wins as they sit at the bottom of the table. Now, before we get started, we want to extend a very happy Father's Day to all of the dads out there. Hello, everyone. I'm James Dash Patterson, and when the call for top-notch analysts went out, 3 brave men answered. Well, they couldn't make it, so instead we have Aiden's Irene Moon, Joshua Jat Leesman, and David Freak Turley. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
I hate you a little bit.
Just a little bit?
I mean,
it wouldn't be an analyst test.
A little bit
if Freak didn't hate me just a little bit.
So we know you've made it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's pull up the standings to get the lay of the land. As we mentioned, CLG are king of the hill. But hot on their heels, we're going to have Gravity, Team Dignitas, Liquid, and TSM. Sharing 6th are Enemy and TIP. Cloud9 slide down into 8th. And rounding out the standings are Teammate and TDK. Then coming up today, we've got 5 more games to dazzle and delight, starting with Teammate versus Team Dragon Knights. After that, Gravity faces off against Team Solo Mid. Then Counterlogic Gaming will take on Cloud9. Now, for the last couple of weeks, it's been a packed field at the top of the standings. But yesterday, CLG were able to take sole possession of first. However, they looked a little bit shaky there.
Yeah, and they are actually going to be pretty tested the next 3 games. The next 3 games, they play Cloud9, Team Liquid, and TSM. Today is Cloud9, though, which would be, since they're struggling, another game for basically CLG to end the week as a sole number 1. I do think they're still playing pretty strong overall. They're just going to have to clean the things up because the long game they had against TDK yesterday was a little bit unacceptable for them.
Then, of course, keeping pace 1 game back is Team Dignitas, who have surprised a lot of people after their spring split finish.
Yeah, and the thing about Dignitas is, speculation all aside and like where they're going to end up and stuff like that, there are definite improvements in this squad, both out of game and in game. They're coming in with drafts that look really good. They come in with clear plans, and not only are they clear win conditions, they are good win conditions that they play to. And then when you get in the game, it's all about, we have these great shot calls from behind, their deficits, they have good morale, but also when they're making these calls, everybody is going with them. They're very decisive. And this gives Dignitas, in my opinion, right now, the best punish game in North American LCS.
Which is interesting because Team Dignitas has been such a hapless team for most of the spring split that it's really strange to see them playing well. Yesterday was definitely a strong game. And one thing I think is Helios's control over the voice comms in that team. Like, he speaks about 80% of the time for that team. He was very vocal on Winter Fox. He's always been a very vocal player, but I think we're actually seeing that reflect in the play of the team. And Gamsu had a great game as well, partially because everyone was following up on his Hecarim initiations, but he had one of the best games for a top laner in the history of the North American LCS yesterday. 11-0-10. It's the highest KDA someone's had in a game while maintaining 100% kill participation as a top laner. So definite shout-outs to that.
Yeah, and I really got to echo you here, Jat, on terms of sort of top lane power. I did want to sort of underscore, first of all, like the achievement games you had, like 21 KDA, 0 deaths, while still being part of everything, is basically a world record here. So, just a very standout performance. But also in general, we're seeing teams with the best performing top laners are the ones winning. Gamsu we saw yesterday. Dyrus so much better this split. TSM's paying attention to him. Quas been ridiculous forever. Zion Spartan's been amazing forever. And Hanster's stepped the hell up as well. So honestly, like, the fact that we came off of MSI where we saw players like Huni and Marin where top laners were like putting teams on their backs, and a lot of the teams have realized, like, you're right, our top laners can carry, they can go play Echo, they can go continue to play Hecarim and dominate the game for us, and it's been a very successful trend.
And we got to see Quas and Dyrus go up against each other yesterday in a very exciting match with Team Liquid and TSM, which ultimately came down to one final fight that swung the game.
Yeah, TSM, they played from behind the first time in the NALCS this split that they've had a deficit at 10 and 20 minutes, and it wasn't a very convincing match for me from TSM, but the thing that I took away from that match was that I'm becoming more and more convinced by Dyrus in the top lane.
Yeah.
Because he looks more and more this season as a jungler player myself that I would want to put resources into this top laner because he can actually carry a game. He shows up to that final fight, has a ton of great contribution to it. His stuns, his knockups, his just zoning control. So Dyrus is stepping up to the plate, but in terms of that final team fight and why I'm not convinced, a lot of that was Team Liquid and execution. It pretty much could not have gone worse.
Everybody hit the Alistair.
Yeah.
It could not have gone worse.
Exactly, and that's why it's an interesting game for me to look at, where TSM has been on the side of the Dignitas game where they were winning and then lost it, and they've been in the Team Liquid game where they were losing and then won it. And to me, a game like that makes you feel better for the team that was winning early game. Like, if we could replay that game, like, I'd still rather be Team Liquid and just, like, try again. Because they're winning all their lanes. Piglet was crushing. Special made some good moves, dominate, like, survive the early game on Sejuani and came out, swinging, and that was really amazing. But it's
it
weird.
bodes well.
Yeah, it bodes well. But the weird thing is, like, Team Liquid haven't played many top teams yet. All their wins are against teams that are 6 and below, and all their losses are against teams that are in the top 5. They haven't beaten a top team yet this split, despite being so well hyped. Their record being really good. So if Team Liquid actually can't manage to beat these top teams, it's a bit scary. But the quality of their play is, of course, pretty good.
Well, you can also get Bjergsen's thoughts on that wild match over on lolesports.com with the article Willing to Fight. Now, the game of the week definitely lived up to the hype, and it had a lot of you tweeting hashtag LCS Big Plays. Our first highlight features Bjergsen getting caught by Xpecial. At Sean M. Steffi writes, "What an Xpecial moment outside the Baron pit, and a little hamster shall lead them."
Here comes the forced fight, though. Teleport in.
And here we go.
Stun.
Hard engage. They stun Xpecial. Bjergsen's gonna go down first.
They started this Baron while he was bottom lane, which forces this face check to begin with. Beautiful chaining of CC.
Yeah, barrier will not save you from that sort of combo.
Yeah, and we were mentioning it during the game there, but he had barrier instead of cleanse against the Sejuani. They had no QSS on him, and there was no Mikhail, so the chaining CC there was necessary. He didn't even get to flash. He had it up that time, so it could have been avoided with some slightly different build options, but well played by Team Liquid in that fight.
Yeah, no Zonias either. There's just no chance of survival when you get layered on like that. But you can't keep the Burger King down forever, and he takes center stage in our next highlight. At Zach Hay writes, "There's a reason no one has ever seen Bjergsen and Superman in the same room together." Let's take a look.
Dyrus locked up a bit. Dominic gets the kill onto Lustboy. It's a 5 versus 4. Santorin gonna get hit up, but Bjergsen finds one. Phoenix at the front lines, but look at the damage coming out.
Xpecial was only able to find Alistar, and with Bjergsen around the back, he was able to cut him off.
Bjergsen bided his time, did not get caught by any of the major CC. Dyrus got a beautiful Gnar ultimate in, and the close from TSM was right there.
Yep, Bjergsen was center stage, but Dyrus was best supporting actor there. You saw him, like I was saying, lock people up. He did a really good job in this fight. I think everybody on that team, at least from Team Liquid side, misplayed a little bit. TSM capitalized.
And that's what happens when you have a hard engaged team, hard engaged in the tanks, and then expose themselves in the back line. Well positioned by Bjergsen and well fought by Wild Turtle as well, but this is how that comp plays out when you play it that way.
All right, well, keep calling out your favorite moments from today's action with the hashtag LCS Big Plays, or if you're hoping to see your tweet in PTL, use the hashtag ThePenta. Now let's throw it over to our casters to get our games for the day underway.